Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Karpo Gaming and another first Descendant video. Well, it's about that time. We have all the characters, all the abilities right here, right now in this video. So get excited everybody, because the first Descendant is right around the corner, and today I'm going to show you all of the different characters and abilities that is right here in the first Descendant. So once again, thanks for watching everybody. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started, because there are so many amazing characters and supreme abilities that are a whole lot of fun to play with in the first Descendant. Today, we're going to go over all of them that I had a chance to play with early in the beta. Let's get started with our very first character called Sharen.
Both of us have some nice traits too. For instance, we can kill them without mercy.
Now, all of our heroes in the first Descendant have 4 different active skills and 1 passive abilities. For Sharen, we'll start off with Cut Off Beam. You're going to attack enemies with an electrical blade, dealing physical damage up to 97%, and of course, inflicting electrocution. And then we have Active Camouflage. With this skill, you're going to hide from enemies for around 30 seconds. When attacking or using your skills, Active Camouflage state ends immediately, regardless of the time remaining. And when active, your camouflage state ends, well then you're going to get a nice little buff. Now we do have another ability called Shockness. You're going to launch built-in explosive forward from the arm, and it's going to inflict in a nice little range. We also have Lights Out. Target up to 10 enemies with a nice knife attack, and it is a whole lot of fun. You target enemies, you can see right there, and yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. And last but not least, the passive skill is called Assassinator, which you're going to get a nice little buff attack as well. Next up, we have Lepic. Lepic is pretty cool.
Strategy? Shoot everything.
Now, Lepic's first active skill is called Grenade. Pretty standard. Throw a grenade, deal damage, move on. Next up, we have Power Stream. You're going to enter Power Stream mode. You're going to increase your skill attack by 20% for 20 seconds. And you're going to absolutely have a little burn effect as well, which is pretty nice. Also, we have the Traction Grenade. Throw a Traction Grenade to pull enemies forward as well. And last but not least, we have the Arm Launcher. You're going to switch your arm basically into a giant grenade launcher. It's also going to deal a nice little flame damage on that bad boy as well, which is pretty freaking nice. So yeah, he's a whole lot of fun playing with Lepic, and he's one of the starter characters as well. And then for his last lovely ability, the passive skill is going to be called 9 Lives, which is going to be the same one for Ultimate Lepic as well. When you see fatal damage, you're going to become immune for 5 seconds. Next up, we have Ajax. It's going to kind of remind you of a nice Titan from Destiny, or even a little bit of Warframe as well. That's right. Now check this out. You have a nice reverse door for your skill. For the first one, it's going to stay for 25 seconds and give you a nice little buff on your defense. Kind of reminds you of Titan ability. Then we have Void Walk. When you hit the ground and you jump from the air, you're going to inflict nice little damage on them. Then you have a nice lovely skill that's going to remind you of Warframe and Frost Prime, and that's pretty cool. First up, we have Implosion. We're going to strike nearby enemies in a nice little radius and give a knockback effect. And last but not least, we got Hypercube. There it is. You have this nice ability. It's going to create a dome-shaped shield and also give you a nice little buff as well on your defense. Definitely reminds me of Frost Prime with that one. And Void Vault for our lovely passive skill. Not bad. Not bad at all. And he's also one of the starter characters that you can play with in the first Descendant. Next up, we have Viessa. Now, she is absolutely fantastic and is a whole lot of fun.
You want to play freeze tag?
You kind of don't want to play freeze tag order. Let's start off with the very first skill, Ice Beam. This is pretty cool. You're going to fire Ice Beam, and of course you're going to have a nice ice shackle effect, dealing damage to enemies in a nice, lovely 3.5 meters range in front of you. We also have Frost Fog, which is pretty cool. You're going to run, and you're going to have increased speed, and of course you're going to have a little buff on your shields, and you're going to have these ice sheets that you leave on the ground that's going to inflict the ice shackle effect. Then we have Ice Wave. Now this is cool. Project cold air forward in a fan shape in a 7.5 meter radius range. Then Blizzard. This is awesome. You create a blizzard for 6 seconds that's going to deal damage, and also is going to be ice shackled. So yeah, you're going to be freezing enemies and slowing them down as well. And then we have the Ice Spirit for our lovely passive ability. Now, this is pretty awesome. Viessa is one of my most favorite characters in the game. You're going to have a lot of fun. Next up, we have the Ultimate Lepic.
Shoot everything.
Now, the Ultimate Lepic is just going to be like the other Lepic, but, you know, we're going to go over. We got Grenade ability. He have more enhanced stance. Of course, that's why he's called the Ultimate Lepic. We have Power Stream for our next ability for Ultimate Lepic. We also have Traction Grenade as well. And of course, like I said, he's like Lepic, but a more souped up power version of him. And we also have the same abilities. We have Arm Launcher, as well as his last passive ability that's basically going to negate you from dying, and then you get a nice little 5-second little buff. Next up, we have Jayber.
Turret, sync, battle preparations complete.
Yep, if you are a fan of turrets, you're going to like his first skill, Assault Turret. Call in those turrets, and they're going to have a nice 15-second uptime, which is pretty nice. And we also have a medical turret as well that's going to heal you and your allies. So between these two, you're going to have one that attack, one that heals. Oh boy, it's a lot of fun. We also have a multi-purpose gun, and this is pretty cool. You're going to switch to Jayber weapon, a multi-purpose gun. And when you do that, you're going to shoot at your turrets, keep them up, give them a little bit of health. Yeah, it's pretty cool playing with Jayber. And then last but not least, we have Total Recall. With this, you're going to recall your turrets, and when you do that, you're going to go into overhaul mode, right? In overhaul mode, the turrets are going to go in enhanced mode. They go in enhanced mode, you're going to have extra damage. And of course, when they come back, you're going to get explosive damage as well. Next up, we have the Bunny. Yep, that same character you see running around.
Are you ready to be thrilled?
Nice. Now, Bunny is going to remind you of Volt from Warframe. First ability is called Electro Orb. Summon electric orbs. It's going to deal damage up to 6 people right in front of you to the closest enemy. Then you have Runaway. It's going to increase your speed, and of course, you're going to be doing electrical damage as well with that ability. Then we have Pulsar. That's right, you get to pulse out the electricity for a whole whopping 20 seconds, which is pretty awesome and a whole lot of fun to play with. And then we have Circuit Breaker. You're going to shoot out electricity forward to inflict consistent physical damage as well as electrical damage. And then the Dynamo is going to be your cooldown for your passive skill, which charges electricity by a maximum electricity times 2 for every 1% that you're moving. Next up, we have the Toxic Wielding Freyna.
Through this, do as I say.
Now, she's going to come with some really cool ability. Let's start off with our active ability called Venom Baptism. Watch a poisoning bullets. And of course, they're going to take these enemies off with a little bit of poison damage. If you like poison, you're going to like playing with her. We also have our next ability called Defensive Mechanism, Enter Armor of Plague, in which you're going to get a nice little buff of toxic armor around you. And then we have nice decomposed poison, throw poison to create a poison swamp. Of course, you know, enemies step into it, they're going to get that damage over time, which is pretty nice. And then we have Dead Room, which is going to remind you of Outrider's ability. For 10 seconds when you enter Dead Room, well, you're going to have poison bullets, and these poison bullets are going to hit them with a 207 whopping % extra damage. Yep, that's right, which is pretty cool. And then last but not least, we're going to have her a passive ability, which is called Unauthorized Bullet. Now, this cooldown is pretty cool. When attacking enemies poisoned by friend with skill, your damage is going to increase by 17%. Next up, we have Gley.
I gained power, but lost my daughter.
Now, Gley's first move is Berserker mode. We're going to go into Berserker mode and get a little bit HP recovery. Then we have Life Extraction. You're going to hit enemies and get 20% extra health back for every enemy around you. Of course, it's going to cost you a little bit of health in order to pull off this move. So a little bit of yin and yang when it comes to her. And then we have Requiem, inflict different effects depending on Gley state and consumes 25% of your hit points. But this is what's cool about this. Every enemy that you kill, they're going to drop little health orbs. So you're going to be getting health back so long as you keep killing enemies. And then we have Nosferatu. That's right, switch Gley's weapon to Nosferatu. Use all of your skills to get that power of life. That's right, it's going to inflict a whole lot of damage and it's only consume 15% of your max HP. Like I said, she's a bloodbender and she's a lot of fun. Next up, we have Depth Sensor. Now this skill is going to be her passive ability. Enemy skill by Gley, drop life spheres, and life sphere lasts for 7 seconds on the field. Like I said, kill enemies, they're going to drop the little health orbs. Nice little bloodbender. Next up, we have the ultimate character, Blair.
What's the mission again? Is it cooking? Or arson?
Yep, the last but not least, Blair is an arsonist. Stove On is your first ability. Emit fire and deal explosive damage. And yeah, this dude is really OP. Of all the characters I played with, he was a lot of fun and he deals some really good damage as well. Next up, we have Stove Off. Retrieve all stoves from the battlefield and restore your MP by 19%. And then we have a flambe, a fricassee flambe. You basically, that's what you're going to be doing to enemies. You basically shoot out fire from your hands. And yeah, it will remind you of Ember from Warframe. And then we have the Chef Star. That's right, throw a large fireball forward and a large fireball. We're going to split into 3 smaller fireballs that will impact and create explosion and fire all over the ground. Sounds OP? Sounds fun? It is. And last but not least, Flame Manipulation. When attacking an enemy in a burn state, you're going to have increased critical damage by 30%, and it's going to increase for as many of those stoves as on the field. So there you have it, my dudes. What do you think? Some pretty awesome abilities and awesome first Descendants in the first Descendant. Yeah, you're gonna have a whole lot of fun. I can't wait for you to get your hands on this. If you have any questions, let me know down below. I will answer them as soon as possible. But for right now, that's pretty much going to for the video. I hope you truly enjoyed it. As always, if you are new to the channel, how you doing and welcome. Don't forget to subscribe right here at Karpo Gaming for a wide variety of videos, range from updates, tips and tricks, guides and news, and a whole lot more. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you everybody for all your love and support. And as always, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one. Later.